I'm Jeremiah Prophet, and welcome to another episode of Prophet's Resurrection Land Cruisers TV. I'm bummed that Chandra isn't here with me. She had a lot of really important car dealers stuff to do, but I do get to show you this 2003 100 Series restoration that we just finished. It's pretty cool, and there's something inside I'm really excited to show you, so let's check it out. So we're starting to see more and more newer Land Cruisers like this come in for a restoration. I mean, to me, this seems like a brand new car, right? So why would it need restored? But the truth of this is, this rig's kind of getting up there in age, and to this family, this is kind of the old four-wheel drive, right? And by modern vehicle standards, I guess that can be true. So more and more 100 Series Land Cruisers in the schedule for restoration, and we're offering a Stage 2 and a Stage 3 on them. We have one Stage 3 in the books, which kind of seems crazy to me, but that'll be exciting to put on camera anyway. But the Stage 2 100 Series restorations are a new thing. Let's talk about this one. For starters, we've installed this fish hood ornament. Now, every Land Cruiser from now on, built at Prophet's Resurrection Land Cruisers, is gonna get the Signature Series fish hood ornament. No, I'm just kidding. This guy just likes fishing, and I think he got this as a gift from a grandson. Really wanted it on there, and it was kind of at a weird angle, so we built this pretty cool 3D printed bracket to bring the level of the fish up. Hopefully this doesn't make too much wind noise, but pretty cool fish hood ornament. So other than the cosmetic restoration on this 100 Series, we performed kind of all of the routine maintenance that the V8 in these needs. If you have a 100 Series and you keep up on the timing belt and the water pump, I mean, these engines will pretty much just go forever. So timing belt, water pump, some mechanical things, new brakes, and then the cosmetic restoration plus just 2 aftermarket accessories. One of them is this set of SLE rock sliders, and what 100 Series build would be complete without something from SLE Off-Road? We've also installed a 2.5-inch Old Man Emu lift with a set of 285/75/16 BF Goodrich KO2s. And these wheels are just the factory wheels, powder coated. Now, if you're interested, these wheels look very, very close to the original finish of the wheel. And this is a powder coating we use called anodized silver. And I think it just looks perfect to bring out that factory look. So one of the problems with restoring a newer vehicle is that it's kind of harder to put your own touches onto the inside. I mean, other than materials choice, in this case we chose just kind of a factory leather look-alike material, but other than that, I mean, what do you do to the inside of one of these to make it cool, right? Well, I'll show you what you do. So the problem with a newer 100 Series Land Cruiser is that they had this navigation. This screen right here pretty much eliminated the possibility of upgrading the stereo at all. So you couldn't have Bluetooth without one of those goofy AM, FM transceiver things, or a tape deck. This had a tape deck, so I guess you could have had one of those old cassette tapes that would take the Bluetooth. But you can't upgrade the stereo because this also controls some other very important vehicle functions like the heat and AC. And so without that, if you removed that and put in an aftermarket stereo, you're not gonna have a heater anymore. Now, there are some companies that make an interface that you remove this and you plug it in the back. It's supposed to change the controls so that it will accept a Bluetooth signal and that it'll have satellite radio capabilities. But I've never seen one of those that actually works. A couple of people have told me that they've had luck with theirs, but I find more information on the internet that says they're bad than information that says they're good. Plus, that's not upgradable either. So we have come up with a really unique solution to that problem, and we're actually gonna make it available in our online store. Let me show you what we did. So you can see that in the bottom half of this instrument cluster, we have removed the factory tape deck and replaced it with a 3D printed bracket that holds an aftermarket double-din stereo system. This allows us to upgrade and continue to have the most modern stereo equipment that you can get, but in a pretty factory-looking package. And if you look at this, you'll see that the 4 switches, or 3 switches and a blank in this case, that originally went there are still there, but they're actually about a 1/2 inch lower than they were from the factory. Right here, where there used to be a cassette deck, is now gone. To finish up the interior of this 100 Series restoration, we've recovered the original steering wheel with new leather. There's also new carpet with Dynamat and a brand new headliner. I told you we got new lights for the front of this Land Cruiser, but how crazy is it that these taillights are not available from Toyota, at least in the United States? Luckily, there's a website called Partsook, and if you need 100 series taillights, that's the place to go. You'll also notice that this Land Cruiser has a brand new Land Cruiser badge in the back. Now these were body color on 100 series Land Cruisers. And so normally the silver part around the chrome would be blue in this case. But we thought it made the Land Cruiser stand out a little better, and so we went ahead and kept it the metallic silver that it comes right out of the box. So all in all, really fun restoration. We rewound the clock on this 100 series, so it's ready for another 20 years with its family. Now, let's go out to the shop and see what else they're working on. Where's the carburetor?
There isn't a carburetor.
Oh.
It's a diesel engine.
Oh, it's a diesel engine.
It runs off of compression.
So, what are you doing?
Just stripping this engine down for paint and cosmetic for stage, is it stage 2 or stage 3?
Stage 2.
Stage 2 restoration.
FJ60, right? So H meaning 6-cylinder diesel. And this engine's actually in super good shape, and it's very pretty, and it barely even leaked, but no, let me back up. It wasn't pretty. Good mechanical shape, really not even any leaks, but ugly. So Justin's getting it ready to make it pretty, so it's pretty on the inside, pretty on the outside. What are we gonna do to all the parts you took off?
We're gonna send them to powder coat, zinc, paint, get everything looking brand new.
What do you guys, this is the original color, this blue. Some would call that Ford blue, huh?
Yeah, it looks
You think we ought to paint the engine blue, or so it's like back to OEM, or should we paint it black?
I'd stick with OEM.
Stick with OEM. And one vote for blue. Comment below if you want to see this engine any other color but blue. Justin's working on making an engine pretty, but there's absolutely nothing we can do to this one to make it look good, right, Shorty?
I don't see how.
I mean, nothing short of taking it out and sinking it to the bottom of the ocean. What are you doing, Jordy?
Well, I'm making it mechanically and more importantly, electrically sound. This thing has been a wild ride. Wires running 5 feet inside the dashboard to come right back out again to power something that's out here, started out here in the beginning. It's just amazing stuff. Clearly a backyard job.
What you get sometimes when you're trying to cover up other people's work. And in this case, this engine actually runs really good. And the owner of this Stage 260 loves the way it drives. We did add a 5-speed. This dang milk dog. Anyway, we added a 5-speed, but he didn't want to replace the engine. So we're just trying to clean it up, make it a lot better than it was. Tell the guys, or tell the audience what happened to this car when it was outside the other day.
So a whole bunch of the electrical connections on this vehicle have just been wires wrapped around other wires and twisted together. And so the other day our guy's cleaning the engine bay, and while he's cleaning the engine bay, some wire connection happens at the starter, and the vehicle engages the starter and starts driving forward and drives right in and halfway through our garage door.
Happens.
Thank God it didn't run Mark over.
Yeah. Eric.
What's up?
What's up? This car, you forgot to put the clear coat on this.
Yeah, I know. Just send it out the door. It's flat. It's gonna wash all off in the rain.
Yeah. No, it's single stage, right?
Yep.
Flat 60. Is this the first 60 we've done flat?
Yeah, I think so.
It is.
I know.
I'll tell you what. I'm excited to see this when it's done. It's gonna have a gloss and flat accents on a dune beige flat paint job.
Yeah, that's gonna be sweet.
What's challenging about painting something flat?
Keeping it clean. Just keeping it clean, because you can't buff flat. If you do, it just shines it up. So you got to keep it nice and clean if you can. This came out pretty clean, actually, everything. So
Super
nice.
clean. Yeah. This will be fun to feature. And if we weren't parts messed up because of the supply chain, whatever on this, we'd have it done in like a month. But we don't have an engine, so it'll be cosmetically done.
Yeah, it'll be done. We
We
sit
can all
outside ready to go.
Yeah, sit in it and pretend we're driving.
Maybe we could get the.
Maybe go down and get a box of delicious milk duds.
Yeah, exactly
You
right.
know what? We should change the color of the dash.
Yeah, I was thinking it's gonna be a lot of brown in this thing when you get it all said and done.
Yeah, it's a big old
Thanksgiving dinner.
Should have almost done a shiny black right there.
It's never too late. It's never too late.
It is too late. I'm just kidding.
All right, it's looking sweet. So, what is this color called?
Key lime pie.
Yeah, Hawaii 5-0.
Yep. ready to go cruise the beach somewhere.
Yeah. This is not a factory Toyota color. And this isn't even our restoration. This was one of those, kind of like the one we talked about with Jordy. Like another shop was working on it. They couldn't finish it. Owner finally sent it here. And so we're just kind of finishing it up. But I actually really like this color.
It's a pleasing color. You know, it has a really old vintage look to it. Looks like it could have been an actual Land Cruiser color.
Does look like that.
Even though it wasn't, but I'm happy with the color on it. It's going to be a really sweet looking ride.
Yeah. And we won't be featuring this because it isn't really our restoration. It's just kind of a help this guy out. And what Matt's trying to do is just make sure the hood lines up. It's so hard on FJ40s to get this right, to get both the front of the hood to the front of the bib flat and the side of the hood to the side of the apron right. So this has actually turned out really good.
Yeah, I think we've got it lined up. Took a couple of guys helping to keep everything in alignment while we snugged up the bolts.
So you know what the secret to this is, audience? The secret to this is shimming the body up. So what happens is the hood's always hanging over. You get this like overbite. That's what it looks like, right? Overbite. And so you try to move the fender. If you can't rock the fender forward enough, I mean, everybody tries to push the hood back, and you can only get so much pushing the hood back. Then you try to rock the fender forward by loosening up all the fender bolts and just sort of rocking it forward. If that won't do it, you have to actually shim the front of the body up. As the front of the tub, with the mount right here, with the mount inside here, as the front of the tub comes up, that pulls the hood back, and then you're able to line things up. Matt knows the trick. We do it a lot. We just had a cookout. Now you're preparing.
Planning time.
So
Cheese and crackers.
we're gonna all be 500 pounds. Cheese and crackers. I like it. So wine?
No way.
So on Thursdays in the afternoon we plan. We use an operating system here called Scrum. And we have to plan the next week's sprints on Thursday. And so we eat snacks and try to make planning as fun as possible. You must feel like a chef of today.
I was very chefy today.
Yeah.
I cooked a lot.
Yeah, you did. Maybe we need to hire like a full-time chef
That would be awesome.
and a barista
Yes.
and a bartender. Definitely a bartender.
Definitely a
Yeah.
bartender.
Thank you, Jenny, for taking such good care of us.
You're welcome.
You gonna put that in your new food
I
table?
am. It's so shiny and clean.
It is. All right. Eddie, what do you got going on over here?
Nightmare. I just noticed those are broke off.
That's a big bolt to break off.
Yes. Just pulled a motor and fixing broken bolts.
80 series. 80 series stage 2 restoration. I told you guys earlier in this episode we're restoring more and more newer Land Cruisers. 80 series, this is a 96, I think. And I don't know how many FJ80s we got in the schedule, quite a few, but this one's getting a stage 2 and a new engine, right? Because this engine is smokes. It's bad. So what is your least favorite engine to pull in a Toyota?
This one here, a 1FC.
They're not easy to work on, are they?
No, I don't mind working on them, but they're hard to pull.
Luckily, you don't have to do it very often. These engines go 350,000 miles usually or more. Not this one though. What makes an engine like not last as long, in your opinion?
Lack of maintenance.
It's important to keep them.
And keep the oil changed, keep the fluids changed. Just maintain them.
Yeah. So this thing probably didn't get it. Now it's coming out. It's gonna cost them. We've been asked a lot, and if you guys ever get to buy any of our bumpers without bringing a rig in here to have it restored, it's gonna be because this guy is building them. So we're finally trying to do it. We're finally trying to make our 40 and 60 series dual swing out rear bumpers available in limited quantity to the public, and this is probably the biggest pain in the butt part of it. What do you think?
There's a lot of parts to it, that's for sure.
And the basket is it's just a nightmare. If you'll notice, most of the other aftermarket bumpers you see have a folded up cooler basket, and that's because those are just a lot easier to make. This requires a lot of bending of tubing and seams that you have to grind smooth, and then there's a bottom and sides, and you got to fold that stuff up. And this is a very complicated mount, which an integrated license plate mount. That'll mount this or the ladder, but I don't know how many parts are in the bumper. 50, 60 total? It's a lot. It's a lot. Well, oh, what's this? What's this cute little thing you've made?
Micro stand for fitting on the back.
It's a hammer holder. Oh, your hammer holder's broken.
Oh no.
Oh, hang on. No, your hammer holder's broken. These guys. Maybe. No, this doesn't work. So no, so you made this an adjustable jig for holding the tubes?
Yeah.
This is the kind of thing that people who are mass producing stuff do. It's brilliant. Oh, I can see it now. Yeah, I can see it. Brilliant. Brilliant. Looking good, Ian. There's people right now watching this episode going, go, Ian, go. Go, Ian, go. Yeah. You know, we love these cars. In fact, we love all vehicles. And so every once in a while we see something that just shouldn't have been done. And that's why we like to say, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. So I have two stop-its I want to show you guys on this episode. And the first one is something that it looks like we're doing wrong, but I promise we're not doing it wrong, and I'll show you that. Both of those soft top FJ40s hoods are up, leaning up against the windshield frame, and that is a stop-it. Don't ever lean your hood up against your windshield frame. Even if you have an earlier cruiser with the chrome stripe, I mean, you're just denting that and scratching your paint. Both of these have foam pads. I promise I'll show you. Let's go look at that first, and then I'll show you the other stop-it. Even from here, you can see the same foam pad on that one over there. I mean, don't kid yourself and think that you're not going to do damage by putting your hood up slowly. Just a towel, your dog's squeaky toy, anything. Just put something up there. Don't lean your hood up against your windshield frame. So I know you're going to be thinking that I've already done this stop it. That's because I kind of already did this stop it. But this is such a bad thing anytime it happens that I have to just say stop it again. Let's go over this tub right here, and I'm gonna tell you all the things. This tub right here is junk. I know that all of you are gonna say, wait a minute, that tub looks great. This tub is junk, and I'll show you why. Bad sheet metal repair. Let's take account. Really bad sheet metal patch. You can see that they lapped it and just tack welded it. Now this was all mudded over, so there was Bondo covering that whole thing. There's no way that Bondo's not gonna crack at some point. Plus, if you lap your sheet metal patches like this, it just means more filler. So it's bad in like several different ways. There's also a really bad lapped patch right here where they changed the steering column. And this looks like they maybe mismeasured and had to make two patches. This was also all mudded over. Of course, the inside of these is the exact same thing. Let's go around this tub. The poor guy who paid to have all of this sheet metal work done, he should be so mad because this is a brand new floor, but they patched it in, and when we get underneath you, you'll see what I'm talking about. They just laid this on top of the old floor, and so there's these like 1-inch laps in the metal, and then here you can see this is a new quarter panel that was lapped up over the original metal here, and then all these stitch welds, and this was full of Bondo, and so all of that was gonna crack back out. Then you see two more lapped terrible patches on the dashboard where the stereo used to be and where the ashtray used to be. And so, I mean, I'm telling you, you can't just tack weld around like that and expect that to stick. And besides that, well, let's just say stop it. But let's keep going because the stop it keeps going. This is a brand new quarter panel, but they, again, lapped it over the original sheet metal here. And they did weld it the whole way at least this time, but you can't put this much Bondo on top of this old metal. And in this case, you'd have to build this body line out of Bondo. You should never make a body line out of body filler because that's a very weak place for that surface to get chipped. And around the back, it gets even worse. This is like the most laughable thing, the funniest thing. This is a rear sill, but these two slots right there are for the holes for the ambulance door strike, which should be here. They installed the rear sill backwards and upside down. I mean, I don't know how on earth. And then of course they just filled those full of body filler, but sheet metal work has to be done right. It's like the foundation of your house. If you don't do the sheet metal work right, you're wasting money, you're piling money on top of garbage, right? So let me show you a few more things on this to fix. This is so bad, we're even gonna flip it over so you can see the bottom. So that's copper slag, right? That's from sandblasting this. More money wasted because we didn't know how bad this was when it came. He had just had it repainted and it almost seemed like it might have been an okay job. But then we started seeing things that sort of raised our eyebrows. So we had it sandblasted and look at the mess we have under here. This is a brand new floor with terrible, ugly welds and big wide sheet metal patched in there. And here's another strange lap patch. And you can see all of these little stitch welds where they welded the quarter panels on. The more you look at the underside of this, the more you want to vomit in your mouth. Now we can get a good view of what I was talking about on that rear sill. This part of the rear sill is where the strike used to be. So this cover that's over the back of it, those two slots I showed you earlier, those should have lined up with the top of this. I have no idea what this guy was thinking. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Stop it! Stop it!
Wait a minute, I'm having deja vu.
Yeah.
This is right where you were the last time we were here.
Well, this is primer at least.
Okay, so we're
Body
on.
work's been done. We don't have to.
Oh, this had metal. I remember this hood had needed like a metal repair right here.
Yeah, it has rust up underneath. But
Yep.
It had rust. We mitigated that. So, yep, we are just sanding for the. This is the final sand for.
This round 2 primer?
Yeah.
So after this, it's going to go shiny red.
Yes. that's
Same
the
80
plan.
series that Eddie was pulling the engine out of.
Yes.
All right. He's pretty much, Jed's got that thing like pretty much ready to paint. A couple of rounds of primer. We'll be featuring it before too long.
Good.
Thanks, Jed.
Yeah.
Now let's go talk to the glutton for punishment. This had rust?
Oh yeah, both of them do.
Oh, I see what you got going on here.
Yeah. Peeled them back and cleaning them out. So lots of metal treatment.
Almost nobody does that right.
It didn't look like, yeah.
Yeah, but this is how you do it, right? So this was getting rust in between where the door skin wraps around the inner door. Clint's got it pulled out, cleaning the rust out, grinding the rust out.
Yeah, wherever it's bad, I'll just cut that, like right here. It's really thin. I'll just cut out probably this, a section of that.
Replace it.
Yeah.
Back together. Metal treatment, seam sealer. I bet it won't come back.
No.
Well, it will.
Yeah.
Rust never sleeps.
No.
It will come back.
Yeah.
Not when we're
eventually.
alive.
No.
Not when we're alive.
Yeah, it's a cool car.
I called Clint a glutton for punishment, not because he's doing this kind of stuff, but because there's this old mine truck out there that looks like a aluminum can that had been smashed and then opened back up again.
Yeah.
And now he wants to make that thing run and drive. So we'll have to do some kind of a feature on that when he gets going on it.
Yeah. Did you see this? It's for the wiring. This little guy.
Oh.
Yeah. As that pole goes in and out,
Yeah?
pulls the wiring with it.
Oh.
It's pretty wild. Never seen anything like that before.
Oh yeah. Huh. So this is the kind of thing you'd find like laying somewhere and you'd never figure out where it went if you wouldn't have noticed that.
I see stuff like that. I always think of all the time and that and that.
Yeah.
A lot of thought.
Yeah, for sure. So then how many barn door 60s do we get to tear apart?
Yeah, this is it.
Huh. I wonder if that part's available from Toyota.
I wonder.
I bet not. It probably is. You can't get a headlight for an 80 series, but you could get that.
Probably.
Huh. So what? Why would you want to? I
don't know. I was wondering the same thing. I thought, whatever. It's all good. You just have to tighten that up a little. Okay, you're good.
He was fixing the rust, but now we're replacing the window.
Yeah, it's booby trap.
Yeah. The interior is out of this, but I really wanted to get it on camera before we took it out, because you can imagine what the seats look like by looking at these door panels. They're red and white striped, and this is like, makes me want to start a soda fountain. Makes me want a cherry Coke. I stole that line from Matt. Matt's the one that made it. Ice cream shop. That's what it is. This is like that place this is like that soda fountain in Back to the Future. I think they took the upholstery from that and used it on his car. Alex is building a fan shroud. Fan shrouds are complicated. That's why nobody does them, right? They go with an electric fan because electric fans are a lot easier to do. Building a fan shroud is, the geometry of it is crucial to making engines cool properly. And fan shrouds aren't simple to make. So this is a V8 powered FJ40 fan shroud. I know I said V8 powered FJ40, I'm sorry. We're not doing very many of them, but every once in a while. That's a clamp blocking this. Thick fog covers the work area.
Can't see that it's done.
Oh yeah. So Alex doesn't like to show you things until they're finally done. And then he bolts them up and shuts the hood because he doesn't like to show you things when they're done either. So the only way to see the wizard's work is to like sneak up on him, see what he's doing right in the middle of it. That's what we were lucky enough to do today. We'll leave you alone now, wizard.
Come up here.
No.
No?
Come on. No.
I'll just get a can of spray paint.
Another fan shroud, not that fan shroud, different fan. You guys are all working on fan shrouds today. It's fan shroud Thursday. Yeah, except for Ian. Ian's not allowed to do anything but bumpers.
So technically, Thursdays are Friday, so does that count as Fan Shroud Friday?
Fan shroud Friday. Yep. Taco Tuesday, Whiskey Wednesday, Fan shroud Friday.
When that kick in?
Yesterday. Sorry, you missed it. It was a one-day only thing.
One day only.
Yeah.
Whiskey Wednesday, I missed it.
Thanks for watching this episode of Profits Resurrection Land Cruisers TV. This is Bob. And he's our most camera savvy employee. No joke. This is the end. Chandra's not here, you have to help. On social media.
Do I get to do the blooper reel again?
Depends.
Only if I'm funny, right?
Keep talking. On social media. You say that. Say on
social media.
We are Pro Cruiser.
Pro Cruiser.
And Resurrection Land Cruisers.
And Resurrection Land Cruisers.
And the YouTube channel is Profits Resurrection Land Cruisers.
Yeah, what he said.
Pretty good. Yes, you made the blooper reel again. Sweet. Congratulations. So the official ending of this episode was out in the shop with Bob. But I wanted to mention one thing. Please don't forget to look at our online store where we're selling Land Cruiser parts kind of for the first time ever. Now, almost everything we put on there already sold, so it's dwindling down quickly, but I promise there's a whole shed full of new items that are going to go on the online store next week, and that's in the store section of the website, and then it's called the Parts Corner. And then underneath that, there's also vehicles for sale, and there's our swag section. Thanks for watching. Action. This might be a blooper. So today I was going to wear blue because we were going to film this car, but then we thought we weren't going to be able to film this car, but then we were able to film the car, but I had already made my wardrobe choice and it's not blue. But check this out. I mean, look at the shirt, how I matched the door panel, the seats. Look at this. Can you even see me? Like is it just a logo right here? Like, where's Jeremiah? He blended right in. I don't know where he's at. Okay. And Albuquerque is not any bigger than Delta. It's been a long time since I've been to Albuquerque. Albuquerque, that's how it's pronounced. It's a little known fact that it's actually pronounced Albuquerque.
I don't believe him.
Yeah. You made that up. That's how little
Totally
known it
made it
actually
up.
is. Nobody knows it but me.